Leading off for Andrew College, shortstop number 7, Trista Bennett.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It is day number 2 of the GCAA Softball Championships. Strong Rock Christian School in Locust Grove, Georgia. An elimination game. This is Elimination Thursday. 3 of the 4 games will take a team out. The only game that will not is the matchup between Georgia Military and Gordon. Otherwise, every game will make us a little smaller. That original field of 6 will dwindle a bit. Leading things off, Trista Bennett. Home Bennett is the 2-hitter. Casey Thacker hitting third as Bennett will strike out. Four-hitter Emma Warnock. Reese Crossland batting 5th. Malicia Burris is the 6-hitter. Leah Singleton batting 7th. 8-hitter Jasmine Lang, and in the 9th spot, Bailey Prescott. Meanwhile, in the circle for East Georgia, Kaylee Sanders. Behind the plate, Megan Jones-Ortiz. First base, Riley McCray. The second baseman is Jalen Hall. As that is rolled to first baseman. McCray hands over to second baseman Hall covering, and Benton will ground into the 3-4.
Now batting for Andrew College, the catcher, number 5, Casey Thacker.
And there's 2 away. The rest of that defense, Jalen Hall, the second baseman, Jada Aikson at short. Ariel Reynolds, the third baseman, in the outfield for the Bobcats. Quinn McIntyre in left, center fielder Paisley Wallace. And in right field, Hannah Howard. Had some rain overnight, had clouds this morning. But at 10 a.m., when the games began, the clouds part, the sun shines through. And we get the Bobcats and the Fighting Tigers underway. Catch made in right field by Hannah Howard. 3 go up, 3 go down. We head to the bottom of the first.
Leading off the bottom half of the first inning for East Georgia, the second baseman, 20, Jalen Hall.
Bottom of the first, Jalen Hall will lead it off. Jade Aikson is the two-hitter. Hannah Howard batting third. Harley Mills fourth. Five-hitter Kaylee Sanders. Quinn McIntyre in that sixth spot. Seventh-hitter Megan Jones-Ortiz. Eighth guy is Ariel Reynolds batting ninth. Paisley Wallace. Bailey Prescott in the circle for Andrew College. Casey Thacker behind the plate. First baseman Hope Benton. At second, Leah Singleton. Shortstop is Trista Bennett. As that one is shot in the direction of left field. And how about another solo home run? It has been the dominant of the extra base hits. And that is Jalen Hall leading it off with a solo shot. Well, Dave Elder, welcome to day number 2 of the GCAA Softball Championships. And the fireworks have already started.
They have started early, too. You're right, absolutely right. We got through day 1, 4 games, and that's why we're here today for day 2. One usually follows the other. So we're here to get 4 more games in today. And first, I don't know if you told everybody listening already, because we've got the first 2 games today are elimination games. So 2 teams are going home after game 5 and game 6, and then we'll have the winner's bracket game at 4 o'clock. There's a base hit right there. We'll have the winner's bracket game at 4 o'clock, and then the loser of that game will drop down to tomorrow's game. But then we'll have the third elimination game tonight at 7 of the 2 winners of the loser's bracket. If that hadn't confused enough people already.
You did not confuse me because, see, I am always in a state of confusion. So really when there's additional confusion added, it's not that bad. Popped up in the direction of center field, over to make the catch. Emma Warnock, and Hannah Howard will fly out for out number 1.
Now batting for the Bobcats, the designated player.
Well, we dodged showers yesterday and had a little rain down here overnight. And, hopefully we're going to miss them today. We're looking for tomorrow, so we're still trying to tweak everything. But know that as yesterday, there's throw down to second, runner safe. Yesterday we were able to start early. Every single game. I was sitting there talking this morning, I don't think in the times we've done this, we've had every single game start early.
I don't think so, except the first game. It started on time.
Yes.
But yes, you are correct. No, I don't remember such a time. Trying to look back, the runner was Burris, still coming to third. Aikson on the 5-3 put out of Mills. And really, that last game started, an hour 15 early. It could have started 2 hours early.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But, I mean, that was supposedly a 7 o'clock start if we were on time, and we were done at 7:45.
Yeah.
So that allowed you to take care of some business that you had to do and allowed to get back in, for me to get back in the hotel and take care of administrative work. That never stops. And so we've got everything updated. Go to the GCA website, the updated brackets there. Scores will be out on Twitter. If we're starting early, we'll tweet that out too. And try to keep everybody on top of the game.
So we're not complaining about yesterday's early starts. And as a matter of fact, if we can do it again today, we'll do it.
Listen, I'll take that every day and twice on Sunday.
I think the longest game yesterday, and there's a 3-hour window. Of course, it takes about 30 minutes to prep the field, so you're looking at needing to wrap up a game in about 2.5. But I think the longest game was last night's last game between Gordon and Georgia Highlands, and it went 1 hour 58.
And it was an exciting one.
Indeed, walk off for Gordon. I don't know if I'm sure Ollie does not have any gray hairs, but if she did, she might have picked up an additional one last night in that ball game against Georgia Highland.
Well, it was that point, that one play where the umpire called the batter out, but before doing that, threw his hands up.
That's big.
Yes, that was huge. And I think they, you and I both said we'd rather them get it right and not look the best than get it wrong looking good.
Yeah, and they got it right when they changed the original call. Coming in to score will be Aikson. Painting the throw, Sanders eventually tagged out, but the run plates first. And East Georgia will take a 2-run lead into the second. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the top half of the second inning for the Tigers, center fielder number 9, Emma Warner.
Top of the second gets underway. Emma Warnock starts, and Reese Crossland and Valicia Burris due up in the inning as well. You know, going back to that play last night, and let's say this, they got the call right from the perspective in that Georgia Highlands-Gordon game, from the perspective that he originally did call foul, then fair. But in reality, it probably was a fair ball. And, well, it was a fair ball. But the foul was called first, so they bring it back. That just becomes a very interesting play in the impact on the game.
Oh, yeah, because if she was out, would Highlands have had the walk-off? You can speculate till the cows come home there, but, I mean, nobody knows. But based on the events that happened, it did affect the outcome of the game.
Indeed. And it was the right, we referenced the fact that it was the right call. It was right that he originally called foul. In reality, it wasn't a foul ball. It was a fair ball. So it was kind of a right, not right call.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It had an impact on the game. Of course, there again, we don't know. If she knew it was fair and he called fair originally, she might take off for first and make first. But really interesting ball game. A lot of interesting plays yesterday. Fly out by Emma Warnock to center field. Reese Crossland coming to the plate. And I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of interesting plays today. It's just a game of softball.
It is a game of softball. We do have elimination games, so those tends to pick up things a little bit. So people want to keep playing.
3 out of 4 games are elimination games today, and the original field of 6 will be cut in half. Fouled away. Bottom of the second, McIntyre, Jones, Ortiz, and Reynolds all 2 up. East Georgia has got to win under the belts here. Knocked off South Georgia State, then lost to Georgia Military. Andrew College hoping to get a win before leaving here. Count runs full, 3 balls, couple of strikes on Crossland. And I think that one actually might have got her.
It did get her on the left forearm. She started into her swing, stopped, and then just let it come right into her.
So a base runner aboard first. Andrew College fighting Tiger aboard. As coming to the plate is Felicia Burris. Burris, a 289 hitter on the year. Nice stop at short by Akeson.
Nice play
the
by
double
Akeson.
play.
Sorry to speak over you there. Great play by Akeson right there.
It's one of those plays you got to speak over, right? It's an exciting play. 3 up, 3 down despite the hit batsman as we go to the bottom of the second.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Bottom of the second gets underway. Compliments of the double play that put it into the top part of the inning. Quinn McIntyre, Megan Jones-Ortiz, and Ariel Reynolds due up in the inning, too. Yesterday, there seemed to be a little, I don't want to say hesitation to start the second game early, just kind of trying to keep things on track. Would that be the same today? Would you kind of slightly start a game 2, and then maybe if you get so far ahead, yeah.
I'm showing you the tournament bracket that's on the website.
Game subject to start early.
Game subject to start with 2 asterisks before and 2 asterisks on the end. So there is an emphasis on that. And
so if we wrap this game up in an hour, we could start 30 minutes to
before the 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you can start early, it keeps you from getting behind.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know what a game's. I mean, we could sit there and be early in a game, and all of a sudden the next game's a 12-inning ball game, and then we're back to and
ground to third, picked up by Burris, goes to first. McIntyre out number 1. Now, using your Jinx logic, though, our conversations about short games means long ones are coming.
I didn't say we would. See, you're trying to lead me down the wrong path this early. It's 11 after 10, and you're already trying to lead me down the wrong path, Robert.
See, I don't have anywhere to go tonight, so I can just stay here at the ballpark as late as we need.
There we go. Oh, so by graciously starting everything early yesterday to help you get where you needed to go to drop off equipment to another one of your broadcasters.
Yep.
That's yesterday's news.
That's right. That's old news, man. Megan Jones-Ortiz with a fly out to Jasmine Lang. Two outs for Ariel Reynolds. Lone non-elimination game today is going to be a good one. Gordon and Georgia Military, the 2 unbeatens after the first day.
1 and 2 seed from the regular season, and we'll see how it goes. But, that very easily last night could have been today's game, been GMC and Highlands. I tell you what, every year we have a team that you look at them and think, they might be the dark horse. Highlands might be the dark horse.
They can hit the ball.
Yeah.
They've done it all year long. They've done it here at the tournament. We've played 2 and after 2. The lead is 2. Top of the third, bottom third of the order, Leah Singleton starts it. Jasmine Lang and Bailey Scott 2 up in the inning as well. That is fouled away. Kaylee Sanders, the freshman, 6.82 ERA, 0-5 on the year. Has pitched 117 innings for East Georgia. And there is the strikeout of Leah Singleton. Singleton has the longest hair of any softball player I may have ever seen. She just was hitting and went into the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who do you think of when you see the long hair like that?
Rapunzel. Is that right?
I think of Crystal Gale.
Oh, you're thinking real life. I'm thinking
make believe.
Storytelling. Didn't Rapunzel have long hair?
I don't know.
Now I've got to look it up. Oh, thanks for. We're starting off early today. Oh boy.
One away, one aboard.
I told you I'm not going to get on air with you anymore, and yet I keep coming back.
Rapunzel. I don't even know who Rapunzel is. I know I've heard the name. He wasn't the one that slept for 100 years, was he?
Well,
no, that was
first of all, Rapunzel is a she, not a he.
Oh.
You really don't know what you're doing.
Who was the one that slept 100 years?
Oh, that's Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah, something.
Okay.
Rapunzel's a German fairy tale.
All right.
Back when you were first born in 1812.
Bailey Prescott with a base runner on top of the order to the on-deck circle.
See the long hair? There you go.
Was that she let down and somebody climbed up the hair?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't read that or had it read to me in quite a long time.
A little bit outside with the pitch to Prescott.
But I was correct in my analogy.
You were?
Yes. Blind squirrel.
Not that I doubt it.
Hey, a blind squirrel will find a nut every now and then.
Prescott hitting 145 on the year. 10 hits and 69 trips to the plate.
Look at the scoreboard. It's starting to look a lot like yesterday. We had 2 in the bottom of the first, and then we had those zeros coming across the board. So,
you brought up, and now that you mentioned the scoreboard, I thought about what you brought up yesterday. Didn't we have runs in the bottom of the first in every inning.
We did.
And we've had runs in the bottom of the first in this one.
Yep. So wonder if that trend will continue today. It started that way. We'll see how the next 3 go. But, yes, all 4 games, the home team put something up on that bottom ledger of the scoreboard.
And in every instance yesterday, the home team won.
Yes, sir.
So now we've narrowed it. Is it the home team that wins thus far, 4-0, or is it the team that scores at the bottom of the first? Because they're 4-0 too.
Something will change that today, possibly.
I think that's a little unusual, though, to have the home team score runs at the bottom of the first in every game. You would think there's a game where nobody scores in the first.
Well, that just coincides with every game, as you said, with the exception of the first one being early finish ball games. So we're starting trends this tournament this year.
Mm-hmm. Trista Bennett struck out in the first. Got a couple of base runners on with 1 away. Chopped over towards second, fielded by Hall. Wasn't able to get the double play, was able to get Prescott. Going to third is Lang.
Now batting for Andrew College, number 50.
Runners at first and third for Hope Benton. Hope Benton hitting 188. This is a 255 hitting Andrew College squad. Found back to the screen out of Cuthbert, Georgia. Two gone, 2 on the corners. Off the second will go Bennett, drawing the throw. Lang comes in from third.
Okay, you have 2 outs there, runner on the corner. Runner first runs. You're either committed to throw her out or you're not, because that just backfired all the way around. It's like she wasn't going to throw, and then she decided to throw, and that allowed the runner from third to come in.
Well, with 2 gone, I'd be committed not to throw. Scooped up by Engson, throw coming to the plate, will not get Bennett, she'll score. It's a tie game at 2 on the Hope Benton RBI single.
And once again, following trends yesterday, how many games did we have where scores took place with 2 outs?
Yep.
A lot.
I did not go back and look to give us the actual stats, but yeah, ton of 2-out runs. So a 2-run first for East Georgia, a 2-run third for Andrew College. And one of the Andrew College wins this year in conference play came against this East Georgia squad. Beat them 8-3 in Cuthbert in the first game of 2 on the 16th of April.
Nice to be able to get access to the full stats today.
You have done an excellent job, yes.
You know, the coaches had said something the other day about not seeing something, and I thought it was just a setup that they'd done. And, of course, I sent a support ticket to Presto. I said, we took off the minimums, and I went in last night in the back files trying to find on the website, that's a high sky ball to center field.
Wallace the catch.
And I was finally able to find that where you could change. I would have never known where. I looked everywhere and then still finally found that. I said, it's got to be in there somewhere for him to go in there and do it. And for some reason, it's on baseball and softball minimums, but there's no minimums. Well, they're at bats. Duh. Hello, David. Wake up. The minimum bat, I said, it's not on football or soccer or anything else, minimums. And then it just hit me. Well, you don't have minimum at bats in those sports. And, yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while.
Just, a year or 2. That's all right. It's Thursday.
The coffee hasn't kicked in, and I will tell you this. No disparaging Hilton because I love Hilton, but my coffee at the hotel today was subpar.
Subpar. So everything else good at the Hampton, but the coffee.
Let's just leave it there and go to commercial
All
break.
right, let's do that. Break next. Bottom of the third coming up. We get the bottom of the third underway. Bottom of the order coming to the plate. Paisley Wallace starts and Jalen Hall, Jada Aikson, 2 up in the inning, 2. But Dave Elder, you got to feel like that was a huge accomplishment. It really was to be able to provide all the stats. So,
listen, especially when our, and I feel bad now not knowing that probably made it harder for our coaches. Yes, they could get all the information, but they were having to look through everything to have that when they were picking for all region. So at least it's there for the baseball team. But I didn't. I looked at the stuff, but I didn't glaringly jump out to me. I mean, I don't sit there and go every day and look. Okay, why is this person doesn't have a minimum number at bats? So, and then digging further, it wasn't just our region.
Picked up by Prescott, goes over to first, where covering the bag is Leah Singleton. And Wallace will ground into the 1-4.
And why those minimums were enabled for our region and the Carolinas Region 10, but not enabled for the ACCC in Alabama or Region 7 in Tennessee, I know the answer. and the answer is I'm not the one working for the computer software company that's doing that. So.
But here's the good news for fans. They can now go to the GCAA.com and see every stat for every player, not just limited to those with a certain number of at-bats. So a great resource for keeping up with the conference.
Yeah, I mean, it was showing yesterday only 8 girls for Georgia Military. You tell me you got to have 9 to play.
Yep.
So obviously somebody's getting more than 2.5 bats. And that's what threw up the red flag for me yesterday.
Well, and I think Andrew College might have had 3 show up.
Exactly, yes.
Which I still don't quite understand, but hey, that's a topic for another day. It just didn't seem to show even those with a minimum number of at-bats.
Well, I mean, here's a crazy thing. When I go to put in scores and tweet those out at the end of the day, I came across a game that was that's foul ball. Came across a game, the doubleheader that we had, and it was the exact same score, won by the same team. Put the first one in there, it tweeted out fine. Put the second one in there, it kept sending it to my drafts. It wouldn't tweet it. I said, something's not right here. So I went in there, and I just said, common sense, that's the way I am. Let me just change a character here. I deleted a space, it tweeted it out. So that's how I had it happen again, so it happened again. So at our annual meeting, Presto's there. And I just to let them know, and I tell them the IT guy standing back there with a couple of the big wigs, and told him the story, and the IT guy looks at him, he said, we never would have found that in 10 years. And I said, that's real reassuring.
That's what you want to hear from your IT provider. That is shot in the direction of left field, trying to make the last-minute leap to make the grab. Crossland, Jalen Hall will wind up at second. She's got a home run and a double. One out shot's got Jada Aikson coming to the plate. Aikson, a .408 hitter.
I'll give a little shout out to those that might be watching today. Coach Brian Skorts, AD and basketball coach at Andrew, and Dr. Buchanan down there, and Dr. David Schechter at East Georgia, who's retiring. Congratulations to him. I told him yesterday on the phone when I was talking to him I was envious that he was able to retire, and I'm not. And Coach Theo Howard, basketball coach, AD down there at East Georgia. If y'all are watching, thank you guys for what you do.
It is a high fly ball that's definitely got the distance but does not have the accuracy. Wrong side of the foul pole if you are Jada Aikson. We mentioned it yesterday. Now you got football at Andrew College. Had a pretty good year, too, in their first year.
Yep. I was talking with their AD yesterday, and, limitations sometimes, they're not a snow college. You've been out to snow, hadn't you? Didn't you cover Georgia Military?
I've actually not been to snow. I have been to Iowa Western.
Oh, that's right. You used Snow's feed. And
that's right.
You cheated on that.
I cheated. Made people think I was there at Snow.
Yeah. Hey, if you can make them think you're the president and yet you're, sitting there homeless on the street, then, if you can make it work, go at it.
3-2 offering Aikson. That is a base hit all the way to the fence. It will roll. Hall will come in, and the tie game is no more. Aikson, RBI double, 3-2, East Georgia lead.
Aikson's had a couple of good games for the Lady Bobcats. And you got to give East Georgia credit right here. They responded to Andrew College's 2 at the top of the third with 1 back on their own to take the lead again.
Hannah Howard coming to the plate. Harley Mills to the on-deck circle. 4th inning for Andrew has got Warnock, Crossland, and Burris all 2 up. That is shot towards the gap. It will roll to the fence, too. Back-to-back-to-back doubles from Hall, Aikson, and Howard.
Well, that's the way you respond. You give up 2, and you come back and take 2 of your own to get that 2-run lead back there.
Bailey Prescott getting a visit from Casey Thacker. Bottom part of inning number 3. Harley Mills ground into a 5-3 in the first. Kaylee Sanders moving to the on-deck circle. Harley Mills, a .295 hitter. This is a .251 hitting East Georgia State squad. As that one is fouled away. Mills batting .295, 18 hits, and a total of 61 trips to the plate, 13 RBIs. And that one will hit Mills. She'll go to first. A couple of runners on for Kaylee Sanders. Sanders walked and baited a run that brought in Aikson in the first. Technically caught stealing at second. But it had a purpose, and it was to bring Aikson in. Caught in a rundown. Howard able to get to third safely. Sees the ball ricochet off the dugout. Will come on home. Meanwhile, all the way to third goes Harley Mills. That was all Hannah Howard.
It was. She made it happen. But the cardinal sin for the Andrew defense, always running the runner back to the bag in which they came from. Most of the emphasis was pushing her toward third when it should have been pushing her back to second. They got rid of the ball too early every time she was going back to second and got rid of the ball late when she was going to third.
Kaylee Sanders with a runner at third. Quinn McIntyre on deck. And that is fouled off of the ankle of Sanders.
That's why you work the pickle play in practice. You sit there and hold the ball up here. If you sit there moving and faking, the anticipated receiver, the ball coming to the sit there doing like this, and it doesn't work well like that.
Locust Grove, Georgia, Strong Rock Christian School, site of the GCAA softball championship. More often than not for the past 10 or 15 years. I think it went to Georgia Highlands
last year.
And then somewhere else, didn't it? Maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
One time at Georgia Military? I think it was.
Yep, it was at Georgia Military. Man, that's been about a decade ago.
Yeah.
In the direction of right field, and that's going to skim underneath the mid of Lang. On her way to second is Sanders, and in comes Mills. That is the fourth double in the inning. And Sanders in scoring position for Quinn McIntyre. Megan Jones-Ortiz to the on-deck circle that is floated towards left. And it will hop out of the mid of Crossland. Great effort by Crossland in left, but just couldn't hang on. McIntyre on with a single. Megan Jones-Ortiz is next. Ariel Reynolds to the on-deck circle. High fly ball out of the park. Megan Jones-Ortiz, a 3-run shot. I think the Bobcats got a little ticked about the 2 runs in the top part of the inning.
That's quite possible, yes. And first time of the tournament that the run explosion has been when there wasn't 2 outs. This time it's with 1 out.
Ariel Reynolds coming to the plate.
As you said, 4 doubles and a round tripper this inning. 5 extra base hits.
Not shabby. Meeting time for Andrew College. Prescott in the circle, stays in the circle, faces the 9th hitter in the inning, 8th hitter overall. That is Ariel Reynolds, who grounded into a 5-3 in the second. The only out thus far came from the leadoff hitter, Paisley Wallace. Nothing in 1 on Reynolds. Ground award second. Singleton will scoop. Underhands to first. Got the out of Reynolds on the 4-3. And Paisley Wallace, who began the inning, is back to the plate. Trying not to end the inning.
Now batting for the Bobcats, center fielder number 3, Paisley Wallace.
Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. In all of yesterday, there was just a single inning in which one team hit a round. And I want to think that happened in about the third game of the day. We're going to get it in the first one here. A little bit high with the pitch to Wallace.
Was it the beginning of the Highlands game?
Lined over to third, and Burris will grab it. Let's see. I can go back through. It was the Highlands Gordon game. Very good.
1 o'clock game. Or was it the Highlands?
That'd be the last game.
Yeah, was it that game or the Highlands Andrew game?
It was the Highlands Gordon game.
That's right.
They sent 10 to the plate in the third. Here we get 10 in the third as well. See these trends that start happening over the course of a turning? Top of the fourth gets underway. Emma Warnock will start it. Reese Crossland, Felicia Burris due up in the Andrew fourth. 10 go to the plate, 7 come in. Here the bottom of the third for East Georgia. And a tie game at 2 turns into a 9-2 ball game as we get into the fourth. First of what will eventually be 3 elimination games. Warnock with a fly out to center field. And Warnock with a fly out to center field twice. One out with Reese Crossland next. Crossland got hit by a pitch in the second, eventually became a victim of a double play.
I want to thank you for the purchase of the headphones right before our country's 250th celebration. I think the last ones that you purchased were right around Independence Day. They lasted a long time. I got to give you credit for that.
Actually, these
are nice.
I've had them for a while. I just don't use them very often.
Oh, okay.
They're more sensitive. They're more gentle to the ears. And
Stop it.
When I was pulling gear out of the van, I'm like, Dave's ears are fragile.
No, the other ones. They would sit on your head lopsided because the padding on one side was eaten up by the rats and the other side was... No, I'm just kidding. But no, these are nice. They sound good.
Well, I appreciate it. A little high with the offering to Crossland. Felicia Burris to the on-deck circle. Top of the order when you get to the bottom of the fourth for East Georgia. Diving catch by Aikson.
She extended for that one.
I'm debating in my mind, should I just tell the truth about these headphones, or do I keep it to myself? I just don't like the ones you're wearing, so that's why I don't wear them.
Oh, well, you want to know the truth about these headphones?
You love them.
I'm not that picky.
Felicia Burris next.
Then I don't do this full time like you do. So, yeah, if you listen, people don't know you left Laurel, Mississippi.
As this is popped up to left.
We'll pick this up next inning.
3 up, 3 down in the top of the fourth.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth inning for East Georgia, second baseman number 20, Jalen Hall.
Bottom of the fourth, top of the order, Jalen Hall starts it. Jalen Hall started it with a home run in the first, started it with a double in the third. She has been the activator for scoring for East Georgia. As we head to the bottom of inning number 4 in a 7-run game. 3 up, 3 down in the top part of the inning, all fly outs. Warnock, Crossland, and Burris. Fouled away by Hall. She's homered and doubled. Fifth inning, Singleton, Lang, and Prescott. Bottom third of the order when you get to the top of the fifth. That is ground into left field, base hit for Jalen Hall. And the leadoff single to begin the fourth. Well, she is a triple away from the cycle.
That would be neat to see.
I'm trying to remember the last time I have seen
a softball cycle. Or just period?
I don't know if I've ever seen a softball cycle. But I was talking a cycle period.
Now batting for the Bobcats, shortstop number 14, Jada Akeson.
Jada Akeson has singled and doubled, driven in a run, and scored twice.
So are you talking collegiate, pro, combination thereof?
Well, I'm thinking just games that I've actually called, which would not be pro. Could be collegiate. Do a few high school games too. So I guess it could be high school. Hannah Howard moving to the on-deck circle. A base runner at first. Nobody gone. Bottom of the fourth.
Last pro player to hit for a cycle was Carson Kelly of the Cubs, Chicago Cubs, just on March 31st of this year.
Lifted towards right field, and the catch made by Lang. Aikson out number 1. Hannah Howard with a fly out and a double. Drove in a run on the double. That is popped up shallow center field and back onto the grass to make the catch. That is Leah Singleton. 2 gone for Harley Mills. Mills ground into a 5-3, got hit by a pitch. Out number 2 in the first. Hit by that pitch with 1 away in the third. Back to the plate in the fourth. Taking a strike from Prescott. Into the dirt with the offering. Hall on her way to second. She'll get there easily. In scoring position. And potentially a key run. Because if that run comes in and you are Andrew College, you got to get something in the top of the fifth.
Yep.
Kaylee Sanders on deck. Two on pitch to Mills. And the count goes even at 2. Got your deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That is ground to third, throw over to first, gets the out. Burris able to get it to pin before Mills arrives. A leadoff single, but then 3 go down. We go to the 5th in a 7-run game. Top of the 5th gets underway. Bottom third of the order. Leah Singleton, Jasmine Lang, and Bailey Prescott due up in the Fighting Tiger inning. Ground to third. Going to be a close play at first. Not there in time. Singleton able to beat out the throw from Ariel Reynolds. Got a runner on for Jasmine Lang. Lang with a single and a run scored in the third. Bailey Prescott to the on-deck circle. And short. Got the out. That was a nice play by Aikson. I mean, she bobbled and then somehow got control and just reached back with the foot.
Now batting for the Tigers, number 28, Bailey Prescott.
So they got the lead runner on the put out by Aikson at second. Lang, your base runner at first now with one away. Bailey Prescott next, top of the order to the on-deck circle, Krista Bennett. Possibility of two. There's the 5, 4, and 3.
That's the way you turn it right there, folks.
Puts it into the inning. At least the top part, we go to the bottom of the fifth. These Swords are looking for a run to end it early. We head to the bottom of the fifth, and that'll be dropped into the gap by Kaylee Sanders. Takes the big turn, thought him out two, but will go back to first for one. And a runner on here in the bottom of the fifth, the potential game-ending run. But there again, if you are Andrew Collins, you've been in a similar situation. Bottom of the fourth. Had a leadoff single from Jalen Hall. Able to hold Hall aboard with the outs of Aikson, Howard, and Mills. Meanwhile, a pinch hitter coming in for Quinn McIntyre. This is Madison Seegers. Seegers hitting .256. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 11 hits. For the freshman utility player. That is hit well. Off the fence. On her way to third is Sanders. It is a Seegers pinch hit double. And all of a sudden, East Georgia is from third home away from winning the ball game. Ending it in the bottom of the fifth. Low pitch to Megan Jones-Ortiz. And actually, this is a pinch hitter for Megan Jones-Ortiz. This is Kendall Mann. Mann, a 132 hitter on the year. That's a high fly ball towards center. It will drop. And the ball game is going to be over. Single by Mann. Drives in the winning run. As Sanders will score. And your ball game's over. Well, Dave Elmer, looks like the day's going to start with at least beginning the next game early. So do we, at this moment, have an idea of when, or will that be decided later?
I'm getting ready to walk over to Allie Hatterman and say, okay, where are we going with this? So,
all right, while you do that.
Check Twitter, and we'll have it out there.
This one will wrap up after 5. It's a 10-2 win. East Georgia State. They advance. Andrew College eliminated. 3 hits, 1 stranded, no errors committed. The 2 Fighting Tiger runs came in the third. For East Georgia State, 12 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. And they will get a couple of runs in the first, 7 in the third, and the game-ending one in the fifth. So your first game of the day done, with the second game slated for a 1 o'clock start. But I do think it is safe to say that we'll begin a little early. So follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the alert button after you subscribe, and you won't have to keep coming back to your computer. It will tell you when the link goes live. Game 1 in the books on day number 2 of the GCAA Softball Championships. And we will see you at about 12:30, 12:45 for game number 2. And Dave Elner had the headphones, then took them off. He says, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Meandering. We'll close the coverage out and get ready for game number 2. Another elimination bout coming up in about an hour.